This is going to be a short tutorial on how to use green screen and how it might possibly apply to doing a heritage or a memory video. Also, you don't have to have a lot of fancy equipment to do it. I thought you'd have to get professional chromo green paint or something like that, but actually I went to a fabric store and got 3 yards of green felt, and that works just fine. I like to shoot outdoors, that I seem to be able to get a clearer picture that way. So now I've hung up some of this green felt on outside my house on the wall, and I'm going to use it to do our test on green screen. So I suppose we can start now. This is where I lived when I was a child. This is where I grew up. There. Now what we'll need to do is bring it into the editing program, and I'll show you how to get rid of the green and put pictures behind it. This is Premiere Elements 8, a very powerful yet inexpensive video editing program. There are newer versions of it, but I'm very happy with 8. And if you go to eBay and type in Premiere Elements 8, you can find copies of it for as little as $50. Now let's get to our project. First, we want to import our green screen footage and some pictures. So let's go up to File, Get Media From, PC Files and Folders. This is where I've stored everything. Here is the green screen footage, and I'm going to hold down the Control key on the keyboard and click a couple other files that we will need. Now, all I have to do is click Open, and they are entered into the program. Here is our green screen footage, and we're going to drag it down by left-clicking on it and just dragging it down to Video 2. Now, in order to look at it a little closer, you can use this button here to zoom in so you can see a little bit more. I'm going to zoom it in to about, oh, there, that's good. Now we'll bring down the first picture. This is a picture of where I grew up, and I'm going to drag this down onto Video 1. And to make it last a little longer, I'm going to left-click on the end of it and drag it out. We can always shorten it later. Now we want to apply the green screen effect, and how you do that is you go to Edit, Edit Effects, and we're going to look for green screen. First we want to highlight the video because that's where we want to place the effect. Okay, and here is the green screen key. You left click on it, hold down the left mouse button and drag it over to the screen and let go. Now that eliminates the green. We'll go to Edit Effects, Green Screen, and I just want to see how well that effect had worked, so I'm going to do Mask Only. Now see all these black areas? That means you can see through those. So we want to adjust that, and we'll move the cutoff button to the right, and there, that's about it. But see all this white area around there? We don't want that. So let me take the mask off, and to get rid of this area we go to Effects and we look for the 4-point garbage matte. Left click on it, hold down the left mouse button, drag it over to the video and let go. Now we go to Edit Effects and click right on this title bar, 4-point garbage matte. Now we can see these handles. You bring them in to get rid of the stuff that you don't want. And there we are. Now let me move up on here a little bit, and let's see. Place we had in the country that we called the farm. Okay, now we want to add the picture of the farm. So see the pointer here turns to that little arrow. I just drag to the left to shorten the video, to shorten that picture. I'm going to organize, and here's the farm. Drag that down and put it up right up against the other picture, and we'll drag it out a little bit. Now we want to have a smooth transition from my home to the farm, so we go to Edit, Transitions, and the nicest one that I always use is Cross Dissolve. Just like the other things, you just left click on it, hold down the left mouse button, drag it down to right between those two pictures. Now this is the effect that you'll get. That we called the farm, even though it was just 10 acres of like oak and trees and things. There was one very old oak tree that was... Okay, now again we'll shorten this picture, and let's get the picture of the very old oak tree. Here it is, and we'll drag that right up against the farm picture, and let's drag it out. Now, Edit, Transitions, Cross Dissolve, again, drag it right down between the two pictures. So now we have things. There was one very old oak tree that was hollow that my brother and I could climb in. Okay, let's go to the end. That's the end, so let's shorten the video. Shorten the picture. And to make the end more effective, let's do a fade out on both the video and the picture. And how we do that, highlight the video, go to Edit, Effects, go to Effects, and go to Opacity, Fade Out. And for the picture, highlight it, Opacity, Fade Out. Now we'll click on this button here to go to the beginning of the video. Okay, now we want to do for the video fade in, and same with the picture, fade in. Now let's look at what we have. This is where I lived when I was a child. This is where I grew up. And my earliest memories are of a place we had in the country that we called the farm, even though it was just 10 acres of like oak and trees and things. There was one very old oak tree that was hollow that my brother and I could climb into. And my father used to tell us that Walking Murrieta was chased by the sheriff through this part of the country. And he had a sack of gold which he threw into our oak tree and never came back. My brother and I dug for it many times, but we never found any gold. That's a brief tutorial on how to use green screen and making a memory video. Thanks.